Hey everybody, what's up? We're here with a timeless reading. The first card that we have out is the Four of Wands. Second card out, Two of Swords. Empress, Two of Pentacles. It looks like there's a choice that you're making that's connected with... I feel like this is actually coming back to what you want. I feel like you're choosing between something here. And it can be also like whether you want to be part of something or not. Having the Four of Wands would show like you either being in a place or having a desire to be in a place where things feel like generally calm and harmonious, and you feel like the different pieces in your life are working together, and that you're working with the people in your life and they're working with you. And that it's like a good spot to be. It's a comfortable spot to be. Like fours speak about stability. So there's something that feels stabilized and that feeling comfortable for us as we are creatures of habit, right? Two of Swords looks like a decision that could affect a relationship or a home situation. The Empress can be about something that you want to embody or something that you feel would be empowering, but this may again like have an impact on a relationship or a commitment of yours. But I'm seeing you be in a spot where you like want to prioritize things that have a deeper emotional meaning right now, that feeling important. This is an interesting thing to see. So we have the Nine of Cups here, which can be like something that you want, something that one feels grateful for. Like Nine of Cups is generally seen as like a wish fulfillment card, but then to have Four of Cups, it's almost like denying that thing. See, it's like the Nine of Cups being offered and this person being like, no, I'm good, which is strange to see. It's almost like something that you wanted appears and you're like, no, never mind. But maybe that means it's not something that you want. Maybe like on the outside it is, but there's something about this that you're not feeling. I'm also seeing Ten of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. Venus and Jupiter here. I feel like there's a choice that needs to be made, but you don't want to do it. Two of Swords and the Four of Cups. Two of Swords is kind of like, I need to do something here. I need to take action here. I need to let them know. I need to make a choice. I gotta figure this out. And then Four of Cups is like, never mind, I don't want to. Let's get more. Let's see. I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. With this thing here that you need to decide upon, you want to be thinking about like what you need. The way that I'm seeing the Empress, I feel like there's a relationship or like somebody or something that you're involved in over here. And I also feel like there's an individual choice that's being made that may impact that thing, like that relationship or that connection, or that commitment of yours. But I'm actually seeing you be focused on like what you want and what you need as the Empress. Because the Empress is you doing something where you're like really thinking about yourself. Especially because Empress is Venus. It's like, what are you trying to receive here? Like, what do you want to experience? And what would feel empowering to you, and prioritize that. Because I feel like you maybe consider your relationship or are considering other people and then sort of forgetting about yourself. And I feel like you're being brought to the front and it's like, well, what do you want? What do you think? Like, what sounds good to you here? And I almost get the vibe of you like looking to the other person and it's like, no, like forget about that. Like, what about you here? I'm not saying that it's not important to consider everybody's feelings, but not when you're disregarding your own. Because then you end up showing up like a ghost, you know what I mean? And like losing yourself to something. So this feels like repurposing or like refinding yourself here, maybe after belonging. Also too, when we get into relationships, speaking from a psychological standpoint, there are stages that you go through within a relationship where like once you've been with somebody for a while, you guys like really converge with one another, but then after the converging happens, there's the need to step out again as an individual while still maintaining the relationship within the like ecosystem of a relationship. So you may be at that point where it's like you've done the intersecting and now it's time for you to like rediscover yourself again and who you are and who you want to be, what you're choosing here. But that may feel a little bit unfamiliar. That may feel a little bit uncomfortable. Because I get almost your identity becoming so connected to this other thing that it's like you're not even an individual anymore. I mean, you are, but you may not feel, you may be having maybe an identity crisis or something here. And feeling, I just get the vibe of feeling out of touch. Like it's almost, the way that I'm seeing this Empress, it almost feels awkward. Like you being put on stage and you don't have like anything to hide behind now. Like not that person you're with, like not the kids, not the house, not the situation, not those other things that you belong to and with and all of that is like just you there. And it's almost like not even knowing what to do or what to say or like how to come off because I feel the vibe of you like maybe camouflaging or like catering to other things. So it feels like now that you're being put up front on stage is like, what do you want and how do we prioritize that and what feels good for you? But I'm seeing like for some of you, you felt like you needed to deny this. This is what I'm seeing. Like 9 of Cups is something coming up and being like, hey, do you want it? Like, here's this thing that your heart's been asking you for. And then 4 of Cups is you being like, nah, I'm good. Like, that just seems so wild to turn something down, especially because 9 of Cups isn't something superficial. I see 9 of Cups as being like a deep thing that's being offered to you where it's like, it seems like something irreplaceable even that would be resonating with you emotionally and energetically. But if you're not in the space where you're connected with that part of yourself, maybe you're not recognizing that, and maybe that's why you're turning something down. For some of you too, you like don't want things to change as well. I'm seeing a couple different storylines coming out here now. Some of you, this is like, do I want to stay in this commitment or do I want to sort of go out on my own? And you can be in between, like something that you want, 9 of Cups, versus 10 of Pentacles, which may mean like maybe your heart is in one place and maybe your desire for stability and maybe things resource-wise is in another place. Is one of those moments where maybe you're in a relationship and it's like nice and cozy and comfortable, like financially or materially for you, but you feel like emotionally you may not be really feeling that, and you kind of are aware of this. That's not for everybody, but I'm seeing a specific thread come through here with that. And there may be like a desire for things to not change, even though you don't know what the alternative is. You could end up leaving a situation and find yourself in just as good of a spot or better. Because I was seeing that 5 of Pentacles, and 5 of Pentacles can be like fear holding you back from doing something, or like, if I do this thing that's resonating with me, or that thing that I really want to do, like what if it doesn't work out, or what if I'm not okay, or what if I can't pay for this, or what if. It's like a lack of trust, a lack of faith, limiting self-beliefs. But I feel like you would be good to step out here, whether you be staying in a relationship or doing something on your own. I feel like this is your time to like come up and come through. So yeah, it does feel like a decision between the 4 of Wands and the Empress. And maybe you're also asking yourself too, like, what's it going to take for you to feel like genuinely and authentically empowered within your life in the most real way? And how does that impact your relationship? Because having like 4 of Wands and the 9 of Cups, this can be something that you look at and you're like, I want to be a part of that. I want to be involved in that. And Queen of Wands is that part of you where you're like sure about that, where you're connected with yourself, where you know, where you trust that you know also, where you're like, that's my instinct and I know my instinct's right and nobody can convince me otherwise. It's like that part of you that is very bold and self-assured, and recognizing like even where you feel like your place is. Then we have the 2 of Swords coming up, and that's like TikTok, a decision needs to be made, but then 4 of Cups is like, I don't really want to do that. And for some of you, you're feeling burnt out, but I'm also seeing the 4 of Swords here, which means that you may take some time to recharge. Or some of you feel like you have this thing that's been put on your desk, metaphorically speaking, and you may look at it and be like, I'm not ready to touch that, and take a couple days off and then come back to it, where you feel like you're fully charged and ready to move through. I'll say this again. I'm seeing somebody here that actually like knows what they want and know where they want to be and what that looks like for them. But then I'm seeing, and somebody that trusts themselves and like knows just what's up, what they're feeling, what's going on, what they're thinking, what feels right, what's fitting, what's not working, like all of that stuff, preferences, those things. All of that. But then we have 2 of Swords, and it's almost like stopping yourself from doing that, or stopping yourself from making that choice, or like all of these things that over here you think this person would have no problem like taking action and being vocal about things and just being like, yep, that is what it is. But then over here it's telling a different story. So maybe you just feel like mentally something's going on, like there's a bit of static or something is unclear here. So it's like needing to do something, take action, make a choice, let somebody know something even, but then this feeling of, no, I don't want to do that. And then maybe also having this 4 of Swords here, some of you could be avoiding as well. This can be like doing something else, distracting yourself because of not wanting to address. That's what this is feeling like. It's like doing something, I'm getting this like a checking out even. But then when you check back in, it's like the same thing is in front of you again. So it's kind of like this cycle that I'm seeing has been happening for you. But yeah, maybe you also, if you have been avoiding, if you've been checking out, you do need this time to recharge, but to actually recharge rather than check out. Because I'm getting this like a dissociation where like, yeah, you may be missing, or you may be taking time off, or you may be taking space, but you're not actually like resting and recharging. You're doing other things that aren't allowing you to process. So you keep pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down. And that's why you feel like when you come back to it, you're still in the same space. And then you go away and come back and go away and come back. It's like this whole thing that keeps playing out. I do feel too that like when you're present to this, there's a deep awareness that there's like a change happening, or a change that you're feeling, or like something isn't the same anymore. And I'm seeing you be clear on that. But for some of you, just haven't really felt ready for this. And that's okay. You're on your timeline. You're not too late. You're not too early. You're right on time. But if you want to expand, and if you want to grow, and if I'm seeing it like this, for those of you that are feeling stagnant and you don't want to feel stagnant anymore, this needs to be addressed. But if you're in a spot where you're like, I'm okay with not really moving right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you're in a spot where you're like, yeah, I'm stagnant, but I'd rather be stagnant than like have to address this or have to face this or like go through the changes, I'm just like not there yet, then you don't need to do anything. But I'm getting this is for the people that you're like, what's wrong? Or why do I feel blocked? Or why do I feel stagnant? And it's because of needing to address this here, this decision. And being honest with yourself too, because Two of Swords can be like this person has a blindfold on. Two of Swords can be not being honest with ourselves about something, or like not looking at something, or not being real with ourselves about something. And that Four of Cups can be like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know that that's an option. Like, I'm not ready to reveal that to myself, to admit to it. But low-key, you do know anyway. But yeah, self-care and recharging actually, like legitimately, is going to be the first thing to do here, because it's going to help you feel like you have the battery energy to be able to address what wants to be addressed. I'm seeing Jupiter, Venus, and that's it. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I'd like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.